Normally, it seems with our luck around here, news breaks right after we finish an episode of Lulz, and then there's like a 6-day wait period until we can talk about it again. But today, we had some bombshells drop this morning. The NBA has uncovered, the FBI has uncovered a massive illegal gambling operation spanning two different things involving Terry Rozier, involving Chauncey Billups, and a poker thing that tied back to the Gilbert Arenas stuff we discussed previously. So we will do our best today on Lulz to untangle this mess that has flipped the NBA on its head. I'm Pete with Brick. Let's do it.
Does he think? I think he thinks this. He thinks this is a go. Vegas Dave thinks this is a go.
Hot naked girls doing yoga.
What?
Why don't you just win like a man?
Random.org. Type in 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let the DFS cats pick for you.
And I'm absolutely begging you not to dupe us. Please don't dupe us.
All right, here we go, Brian. We are back for Lulz. Who knows what we would have talked about? I think we were going to talk about prediction markets. There's a lot going on with that. Maybe we will get to some prediction markets coverage at some point. But Brian, the big news is Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and a host of other NBA players and personalities are they've been arrested by the FBI for participating in a gambling ring.
You know, we look pretty stupid, kind of, Pete, for saying how many times over the years. Like, imagine how much you'd have to pay these guys to get them to rig a game. It's got to be, in the tens of millions. And I think we might have been proven wrong. Watching the Terry Rozier highlights is pretty funny, though.
I have seen a few of those clips over there, like that one pass that's just like the worst pass in history, where he just like, oops.
Yep. And then the guy hits the three. He's probably got to be like, oh, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was a 5-point swing right there.
Dude, crazy. Let me pull. I'm going to pull this up as kind of like, this is probably the best rundown of everything that I've seen here from, what's this guy's name? Oh, yeah, Joe Pomp, one of the Pomp brothers, one of the crypto guys who's now in like the news game. But I found this. Also, I've been having problems with my camera. So if I dip out, you still got my audio, right? When my camera dips out?
You're good. You're good.
All right. So I will keep talking and troubleshooting that as we go. But the FBI is holding a press conference right now on the details. Here are some of the highlights. So current and former NBA players and coaches, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones have been arrested. This was an illegal gambling and sports rigging operation that spanned years across 11 states. In total, 30 individuals have been arrested, 13 mafia members. The case involves La Cosa Nostra, the Italian mafia, and charges include illegal gambling, wire fraud, and extortion. And then the part where this gets tricky is there's two separate things going on and two separate indictments. The first involves 6 defendants accused of participating in a sports corruption scheme that exploited insider information involving NBA players and teams. And then the second one, involving Chauncey, 31 defendants charged with participating in a nationwide scheme to rig illegal poker games. The FBI says they used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. And then they were essentially using guys like Chauncey Billups to lure in these whales to be like, hey, come play with Chauncey. And unbeknownst to them, they were getting scammed in the process.
Wow. It's crazy. I wonder how many big name poker players were involved.
I know. Although it seems like you wouldn't need them for this, right? Unless were they part of the draw? Like, hey, come play with this poker player. I feel like it was more like come play with these NBA players. And then there just happens to be some other randos in here that you don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Somehow those pros seem to end up making their way into those games pretty regularly. It's probably kind of hard to get a 10-handed game for that kind of money without a pro around.
That's true. That's true.
Over the table.
And then it would probably be a little suspicious if it's like you, a couple NBA guys, and then there's just like 8 Russian dudes who don't speak Italian dudes who don't speak any English.
I had no clue the mob was still a thing. Am I naive? Am I that naive, Pete?
It does feel like something out of Sopranos and doesn't feel like it would be a real thing.
Right. Yeah. Like they would they would just work for the garbage company at this point. You know what I mean? And get their $500,000 a year salary. And I don't know. It's pretty. It feels like the '80s or something. It's weird.
It really is. And there's obviously the. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just switch to my. Sorry guys, you're gonna get my old webcam here until I figure this out. It is. Why do you think they tried to do this all at once with the Terry Rozier thing as well, the separate thing? Like,
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning. What do you think? You have a theory?
I guess it does say here the cases are separate, but there are 3 overlapping defendants, including former NBA player and coach Damon Jones. So it probably bolsters their case and is easier to sell to a jury and stuff, right? If they're like, this goes bigger than even this, and this guy's involved in all of this, it's probably just like an easier sell as a story.
And was the bullet point 8 here, Jontay Porter, was that all in connection to this as well then too?
Yeah, it says the FBI says former Raptors player Jontay Porter was threatened to participate in the sports gambling scheme because of his gambling debts. So is the Italian mafia running this entire thing or just the poker part? That's the other part I'm not entirely sure about.
Huh. Why the Italian mafia? I don't fucking get it.
The Italian mafia rigging our NBA games.
This is crazy and interesting. It's not good for DFS players or gamblers, though. I will say that. This is fuel for the fire for more regulation.
Well, you know, Trevor says Billups is so rich. I mean, this is what we say about all of these guys. Like, yes, Jontay Porter, we've talked about, you know, he's not making multi-millions, but whatever. So maybe that, but Billups has had a long storied career. Very, very wealthy. I wonder how much culpability there is for these guys as opposed to like because my guess is that an Italian mafia guy said, hey, we'll pay $1 million to come sit in this poker game or whatever. Right. Uh-huh. And he's kind of like, all right, that doesn't sound too bad or whatever it is. Yeah. Or do you think it seems hard for, maybe I'm being naive, but it seems hard to me to believe that he's like in cahoots with the Italian mafia as opposed to be just used as a puppet or a stooge in this scheme. What do you think?
I mean, it does seem like, you know, the guy on ESPN, you'd be like, why would he be involved in any of this?
Yeah.
Never know though. I mean, maybe he grew up in the wrong circles and just never got rid of them. I will say for the money thing, he made a shit ton of money. A lot of these guys are not the greatest investors of all time or saving their money, and they blow through a lot. Like even actors, you know, like Harrison Ford or something, you know, because they got to pay for their 8 jets, you know, their private jets or he's a pilot. He owns planes. He's got to keep working to pay the bills.
Well, do you know what I've been thinking about this recently and. Actually, with how it ties, did you hear about some of the controversy of that Ridya comedy festival in like Saudi Arabia, where a bunch of like comedians got paid a shit ton of money to go over there, and some people abstained and some people didn't, and blah blah blah. But I was thinking about that too, of like, you know, so like Shane Gillis is like super wealthy now, and he kind of waved it and said, I just don't need to deal with it. But then some of these other like guys like took the paycheck, and you're also like, you're really well off. But the way I think it works for these people, to your point, is either they've established a lifestyle where they're living above their means or whatever, and they need to keep making more money, or it's this thing where your current income level becomes so normalized and unsatisfactory, and you're hanging out with people who are more rich than you, like almost the Tom Brady thing, right? When he did the flag football thing, where it's like he now hangs out with billionaires. And so him being worth $100 million or whatever, no, he's like, I got to go get this paycheck. I need to be the next billionaire. That I do wonder for some of these guys where it's like, I just need to get more money to either support my lifestyle or because everyone I hang around with is worth more. And I have envy because of that.
It's funny you say that. When Jesse Jackson Jr., who was a politician here, got arrested for embezzling the funds from his campaigns, using his campaign funds, I asked someone like, why would he's a celebrity. His dad was a big, you know, political. He doesn't need to do anything. He's already a congressman. Why would he do this? And that was his exact reasoning.
Really?
What you just said. Because he was like a big star, but he was only getting a congressional salary. and he's just been a politico his whole life. He doesn't have a business or anything, and he was going on jets and living with a bunch of rich people, and he was just trying to keep up. And so he just started using the funds to keep up, and then it got out of hand with like clothing or so. I mean, it was totally legal, obviously, but like that was what he told me verbatim. What you just said, it's crazy.
Do you think? I mean, this both sounds absurd, but also very plausible. Mike says Stephen A. thinks Trump did it today to take away from opening night. And everything about that sentence is both ridiculous and plausible to me.
I highly doubt it. Yeah.
God.
I doubt it. Like if there's like something on file with Chauncey Billups, like calling Trump a bitch or something, maybe that would up the odds. I think he is a vengeful man, I think, but I don't see that happening. It is interesting. I mean, we should still focus on this story, but like my meta take, I still don't get why it's punishable to throw a game in the NBA. Like, I don't know, or like fine, like kick him out of the league, I suppose, but I do not think the FBI should be spending resources. If the mob is involved and the mob is, some sort of doing all this dangerous activity, sure, they should be getting involved. But like NBA players throwing an NBA game, I could give a flying fuck. I really don't see how that affects anything in society at all, other than some super fans who should be doing other things with their life anyways.
Well, and like you said, like, again, not to say that whoever got scammed in this game isn't a victim, but like we're talking about, okay, lost 1.8 million. And I'm not saying that that's not a lot of money, but like in the grand scheme of what our FBI should be dealing with, $1.8 million is not a lot of money. It's also, Brian, the names of these operations make me so mad. The sports gambling investigation is called Operation Nothing But Net.
Oh my God.
While the poker investigation wait for this, is called Operation Royal Flush.
Oh my God. The first one's cringier for me. The first one's worse.
So cringy.
Oh my God. Operation Nothing But Net. Oh my God. I gotta see the guy who workshopped that one.
Like, can't you just come up with like a cooler thing, like Operation Flop Lag, like would be really cool. I don't know.
I'm gonna say this anyways, but there was a Kash Patel. Did you see the Kash Patel was giving out, because he announced this. He was giving out badges to like his favorite agents. Did you see this?
No.
And the badges were like the Punisher logo mixed with like some other cheesy shit. And someone tweeted it, like underneath, they retweeted it. They go, "This must hit so hard if you're Indian."
I'm trying to find this, but Twitter search is just so bad these days.
There it is.
Okay. He's really handling out these challenge coins there. Okay. That is pretty good.
It's so stupid.
Dude, also, what is this?
Thanks. Correct.
Look at what in God's name is this? So it's K, it's kind of obscured by your video box, but it's KS, which I assume is the $, H, but that's not even the initials. There's no A in between. He just wanted to get the $S in between there. I don't know. It's his first name, Kash. I know, but I'm saying KSH. There's no A in
Bro,
there.
that's his branding. That's his logo.
I guess you're right. It's like the Silicon Valley. You disembowel the names to sound cool.
Dude, this hits so hard. Oh, look at that Tommy gun too. Old school Tommy gun on the back there.
Too, like I just picture him like the teacher or like the kid knocking on the teacher's door and being like, "Can we have class outside today?" That like Kash Patel's like knocking on the Oval Office and like, "Mr. Trump, you mind if I hand out some of these badges with a Tommy gun on it?" And he's like, "Go ahead, Kash." He's like, "Yes!" He like runs out to get them made. Oh,
Pam, he said it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's like little kids, getting abducted and stuff. There's real crimes in the country, and this one, I think the FBI should probably be spending some less resources on, I guess, except the mob is an interesting little wrinkle.
Yes,
like,
very.
They can't, like, after all these years in movies and stuff, they couldn't figure out anything else to make money at.
I know.
No, let's keep doing the crime thing.
I just like the details of this rigged poker game are crazy. X-ray machines built into tables to read face down cards, contact lenses / glasses that read pre-marked cards, and then secret cameras in card trays. Like, this is such a sophisticated operation.
That's probably that's pretty ABC cheating right there. I think the contact lens and stuff, and that's been around forever. Cameras, X-ray machine. That's a new one. I mean, it's probably not new, but it's new to me.
It's crazy.
And
just like I wonder how. And think about this though. They said the most someone lost, or at least in that bullet, was 1.8 million. Like, so how is this even scaling? If that's the most, like, what are they making in an average poker game? They're like taking these guys for, like, I assume if someone lost 1.8 million, that was probably over a few sessions. So maybe in an individual session, they're making $500,000. Like, is that even that good of a business to have this many people on it? How are they paying all of these guys to be in on it? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that good of a scam.
Maybe he's in debt too then. Maybe Chauncey's in debt and this is like he has to do it to get out. Because if it's not that much money, he can make money. Like, he has a job. Chauncey could make money signing autographs, working for ESPN, doing whatever, ex-NBA stars as big as he is. If he's not getting, I mean, how much you got to pay him to do that? Millions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other,
it's also like really scummy, like psychopathic behavior to like invite millionaires to scam them right to their fucking faces like that. Like, you got to be a real psychopath.
Dude, this comment from Dirty. Wow, get cheated at poker. Bonus, get cancer from the X-ray machine.
Well, maybe he was wearing one of those, those lead covers over his groin. Like, why are you wearing that, Chauncey? No reason.
It's also funny too. Like, if Chauncey and these guys were the bait to lure these fish into the game to get scammed. But then, like, theoretically, if Chauncey and these guys are in on it, they're soft playing them in these hands, right? So it also, I was just thinking the dynamic of, like, you go to play in this game to, like, tangle with Chauncey Billups in a pot, but they're kind of just there biding their time so the other people can take all of your money. Like, you don't even get the joy of getting in a big pot with Chauncey. Most likely, I'm guessing the way that this scheme was set up.
Yeah, there could be more to this than we know.
Right.
So who knows? But yeah, that's got to be super frustrating. You're just trying to get in pots with Chauncey, just getting outplayed left and right. I wonder how the cheaters like think of the pros, if there's any pros there. Like, man, he's folded a lot. Good. He's really good. I'm cheating him and he's still getting out of this somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing they said in that main tweet, they said that the games were taking place in the Hamptons, that's New York, Miami, Florida, Las Vegas, and Manhattan. So Chauncey's obviously in Portland. So, like, this had to have been more like off-season type stuff from him. Like, he doesn't have time to be going to poker games in non-Portland states.
Does he really live in Portland, though?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, because he played for Miami, and I'm sure he's in Vegas a lot. I mean,
but this does feel like
gambling.
I mean, I don't know what Damon Jones is up to these days, but again, like, the other thing too, like, so the other big part of this story is, like, this is initially what Gilbert Arenas was tied up on, but he's not part of any of this news dump. You notice that?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe Gilbert's, I want to get one of those cash pins now. Maybe, maybe Gilbert's learned his lesson. He's been in quite a bit of trouble over the years. There's a tweet I saw. ESPN removed their ESPN Bet logo during the Tony Rozier Chauncey Billups segment.
As if that, yeah, if that's gonna, that is very funny. Just pretend that this part of our business operation doesn't exist for these next 6 minutes.
But I was thinking about this the other day, where people think of like the addiction aspects more like an infection, like an infectious disease.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you might catch it. You know, if there's an ad, you might catch it. And I was thinking like picturing your mom, you know, when you were a kid. You know, video games are addictive, right? And then your mom, when you're at school, picks up your PlayStation to play some Battlefield or Call of Duty or something. She just starts twitching, getting addicted, and then there's just monsters everywhere. Your mom's fucking addicted to Call of Duty. She can't, like, that's never gonna happen, right? Like, your mom is never gonna get addicted to Call of Duty.
What?
Like,
see,
addictions aren't infectious diseases. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I had to pull up the and I got to be careful reading NBA Central tweets because he's been known to embellish things. But remember the Gilbert Arenas poker game? I'm pretty sure that was it was not Italian mafia.
Well, wasn't that a legit game?
Yes, wasn't it Israeli mafia though? Yes, Gilbert Arenas, this was July 30th, has been arrested and accused of hosting illegal high-stakes poker games along with a suspected member of an Israeli organized crime group. Huh. So now I'm curious, like, are the Israelis and the Italians in cahoots on this? Is this just like a random coincidence?
Well, and also, listen, there's been a lot of people complaining about Israel lately. Here, like, this is a good example right here. Israeli, they didn't cheat their players, at least, right? Their mob didn't cheat the players. The Italian mob, on the other hand.
Okay, wait, here you go. Our guy, Greg Ehrenberg, you were mentioning, do we have any poker players? This is Matt Berkey, right? Should we listen to this?
Yeah, listen to that.
We know if Greg's on it. Let me go Chrome tab here so everybody can hear.
Cheating's bad, okay?
It is.
There are a lot of stories about it. There's one that cropped up. This must have been like 5 years ago, 2019-ish, I think, 4 years ago, where there was this game. It started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days, and it was all built around Chauncey Billups. And I had heard about the game, and the person who told me about it was like, "Look, I know the game runners. I'm telling you 100% this game is on the up and up." And I was like, well, I know a lot of the people that are involved, and I'm telling you 100% that it is not on the up and up.
Yeah.
And, we kind of went back and forth, and I agreed that, like, I just wasn't going to go play it. But I had some friends who went and played it both in LA and in Vegas. And it obviously, like, was for sure confirmed to be cheated. Mm-hmm. Like, people who clearly didn't even understand the rules of No Limit Hold'em are just, like, jamming hundreds of big blinds in with like a gutty and then just drilling it. Yeah. Only the pros are losing. Like,
how is it figured out? Like, it just
I can't remember if this was the game where
no over the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That was Pierce.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still. I mean, it's not like Chauncey and Pierce don't know each other. You know, I feel like it's probably the same crowd overlapping there,
gotcha.
But maybe not. Either way, it was basically confirmed amongst all of the pros that the game was cheated, but there's just no recourse.
Yeah.
So it was the pros who were getting cheated. Which I guess I didn't. I would have assumed they were bringing in like whales who wanted the thrill of playing with Chauncey, but was it actually they were getting pros to come in and saying Chauncey's the fish?
Yeah,
take Chauncey's money.
That's what I assumed the whole time.
And then Chauncey's the one ripping it in on a gutter and miraculously hitting his 2-outer.
Yeah. I wonder if his rationalization is these fucking pros think they could just come in and take my fucking money. Fuck it. Fuck them.
Yes.
Paul Pierce. Oh, I could easily see Paul Pierce. ESPN knows how to hire him. They really do. What's the average controversy rate per ESPN's personalities they hire?
Is
It's
that
got to
a
be
bug
like
or a feature
20%.
for them. Yeah. What is this one?
You got 2 free throws, and LeBron comes by and taps you on the chest and whispers something to you. What did he tell you? He said, if you miss these free throws, you know who's going to win it. What makes it worse, because we gamble at LeBron's house, me, Damon Jones, that was our group. So Damon Jones was horrible at cards. He owed me money. Every time we played them, I always used to scream out, the landlord's here. The landlord needs his rent money. So he doesn't even play in game 6. So when he whispers, you know who's gonna hit it. Everybody assumed it was him. I knew what he was talking about. I was balling that game, just hit the 3 to get us in overtime. And then I see Damon Jones in there stretching, and they really put the man in. And the fact that LeBron even passed him the ball is what hurt the most.
Damon Jones, who hadn't played a second all game, inserted
Wow.
the winning shot.
LeBron trolling him by getting David Jones the game winner. Jeez.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, this is true from Dan says that the pros are the ones getting cheated because they don't have a choice of where to play. The Whales have unlimited games to play.
Where's the black mob in all this, Pete? What is going on here with the racism against the black mob members? Why aren't they involved, Pete? Why don't they get a piece?
I know we got the Italian mob. I'm just because there's so much overlap here, right? We just saw Gilbert and Damon Jones this game, but I still don't understand how one is orchestrated by the Italian mob and the other game was being hosted by the Israeli mob. I'm still confused where these intersect.
Are both of those in this indictment?
I
Or
don't
are
know.
they two separate? There might be two separate investigations. Because I think the Gilbert thing was no big deal for him, right?
Yeah.
A Venn diagram. That's not the way that saying goes.
Says the New York mob controlled the poker scheme and recruited Chauncey Billups and others to bring in high-end clients with the purpose to scam them. Gambino, Genovese, Lucchese, Bonanno, crime families, Capos, and associates are all part of this probe.
Chauncey. I would love to know the origin stories. I wonder if, because I was thinking like maybe it was some investments, that you get involved in some investment, and then it turns out the people who are investing are mobsters, and you're a little curious. Maybe you're a little bit of a risky fellow, and it goes from there, and it snowballs, and the next thing you know, you're cheating Durr out of $2 million.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's fascinating that they use the NBA players to lure in the poker pros. The other reason it doesn't quite make sense is because like most poker pros are already very skeptical of home games. Like there's a natural skepticism there. I think poker pros in general have a good read on situations like that. I mean, they had to have thought that the situation was so juicy, or maybe the specter of Chauncey Billups being involved disarmed their radar, saying like Chauncey Billups is way too big of a figure to be part of a shaky scam type game.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they put a lot of that into the calculation. It's like there's a 15% chance I'm going to get cheated. Chauncey Billups is free money. I'm going to risk it. A couple of guys did risk it. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they lost. I wonder who turned them in. It'll be interesting to find all the details. What dumb athletes with money to burn. He might not have had money to burn, but certainly a dumb decision. I mean, that guy can easily make a couple $1 million a year doing Chauncey Billup related things.
Yeah.
but that was not enough apparently.
It's crazy. Well, I assume this is not the end of the reporting on this. It will be really interesting because like the Gill thing had initially like gone away. Remember there was like the video of him like running out of the courthouse and like Nick Young was just like bagging on him saying like, don't ever let him out. He guilty. Everything he said he did, he guilty. Like it was like all just like lulz. And then this one is like, oh, it's part of like a way bigger thing. The Terry Rozier one is like, this is the one that the NBA is actually afraid of, right? Because they're like, if these guys are messing around rigging poker, like athletes do dumb stuff off the court all the time. But when you threaten the integrity of the game or people watching or the mainstream media think that the games are fixed, that's something the NBA absolutely does not want to deal with from a PR perspective.
Oh, certainly. And at this point of fully integrating sports betting after kind of pushing it out, keeping it illegal for decades and decades.
Here are these Terry Rozier highlights. This is the pass.
Or do they not mind it actually? Oh my God. And there's more too. It's pretty bad. I mean, it could be, yeah. See, that one's not that bad.
That one's not bad.
That one's not that bad. This one's not that bad, depending on the situation. It looked like the shot clock was going down there.
Yeah.
Shot clock was at 6 there.
I mean, it's just like it's just not going to be funny. Like in the context, just any highlights of him being bad are just going to be more funny.
God, remember we thought it was just he was trying to impress his girl or something, or some girl.
Yes.
That looked like that was the end of the game there too. Yeah, some of these are bullshit.
Yeah,
this is that first one. That's just like,
yeah. I do think it's like it. The more I think about it, it is really interesting that they like lumped these two things together because it seems unlikely that the same people with the X-ray machines and all of this are also doing the like Terry Rozier stuff. They just feel like very different operations to be running.
Unless just the mob had it lying around. You know, like their cheating devices. Like, oh, let's dust off the old X-ray machine. We got Chauncey Billups involved now. They might have it in storage.
Yeah.
Their mob cheating room.
And this is the other thing, like the NBA, because it says this was from June 30th. The Heat guard Terry Rozier was cleared after betting investigation. And now the FBI comes back 4 months later.
I would love to get an IQ test on all the people involved in all these things. I just would like this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially Chauncey's an obvious one. The man can make a solid living just being who he is.
Yep.
The mob guys too. Like, how much are they making for the risk? You can't just run the business. You can't just run one of your illegal business. Like, this is kind of how it's happened throughout history. Is like they start as criminals and eventually go clean.
Yeah.
And it's like they've been making the mob movies for fucking 50, 60 years. You can't start a fucking business. You can't do anything except rob people. I don't know. I mean, you can if you're an idiot. If you have that's your best idea is like steal people's shit because you're dumb, I guess. Behind the bars, Chelsea's his basketball card.
What was Terry Rozier like? What is I mean, we're probably the wrong people. Maybe the chat knows. Like, what was he like a projected? Like, how many minutes a game was Terry Rozier set to play?
He'd be full-time starter, point guard.
Yeah,
he would average 20 a game some years, I believe, like 6-7 assists sometimes.
Yeah,
he's a real first-round pick, real player.
What do you like? So back to what you were mentioning.
He's kind of old now, though, Mookie. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. He played 11 last night. Yeah, I mean, probably because he do. He's like, hey, I'm gonna take it a little easy tonight. I don't know how much ice I'll be able to have behind bars. But like this ESPN taking the bet thing, like off the screen. Like they had to have known when they went down this path of having a sports betting wing that there were going to be situations like this that would inevitably crop up where the conflict of interest was going to be raised. So I'm just like, why are you hiding from it now? Like you had to have known, like, no, this is going to happen at some point. We're just going to like push forward because it is what it is.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I think there's just a lot of incompetence to go around in a lot of these companies. I was thinking about this earlier today. Can't remember which company I was thinking of. It's like, yeah, they're probably not evil. They're probably just incompetent.
Yes.
And it's just like, hey, let's buy Barstool Sportsbook. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Well, and we've had this conversation a million times about this stuff, but the irony of them hiding from it, it's like, no, you are like vetted, legal sports betting. The whole reason stuff like this gets caught is because sports books can catch this stuff. It's the illegal stuff that would be bets placed with bookies, with the mafia and stuff that can't be tracked and be exposed is the issue and the concern for the NBA. Like, I don't think anyone's concerned about illegal gambling on legal gambling platforms. Like it's just a funny thing, but they wouldn't be able to articulate that to their mainstream audience.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish they would at least try. I'm kind of like a big proponent of not treating your audience like giant fucking idiots, but maybe they should. What do you think? Oh, I lost my train of thought. I had a question I wanted to ask. Oh, if the NBA turned out to be like, they're like, all right, we're like the WWE. We actually stage everything. We didn't want to tell anyone because we thought people liked it this way, but it's actually all staged. Do you think anyone should go to jail for that? Like tomorrow,
if we found
Adam Silver comes out and goes, we're actually owned by the WWE since 1972. Michael Jordan wasn't that good.
No, because I would just be so impressed that with all of these loose lips and chatty Cathys, that nothing had ever leaked up until this point, that they had such a fraternity and so much trust that thousands of people could go through the NBA ranks without ever leaking that it was pro wrestling.
Well, I mean, the Israeli mafia comes after you if you leak, so you better keep your fucking trap hole shut. You know who the biggest winners are in all this? Is the NBA's rig bros.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL's rig bros, big W for them today. Big W.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Because it's just all you need with any conspiracy, right? Is just a kernel of truth, just a small seed. And if you have that, then you have carte blanche to attribute anything to
anything.
Yeah.
Any game goes the way you don't like it. Any bet you have goes wrong. You got to tweet at DraftKings and cite this case. You were right all along. Everything's rigged. There's no real basketball.
Cash Patel can't wait to show us bullet casings from Terry Rozier with parlay and 67 written in Sharpie. Gosh. This is like, I mean, this whole thing here too, like this is very like Trump administration coded. Like, let's get, 50 FBI people up behind the podium to talk about uncovering a poker scandal where one dude lost 1.8 million.
Yeah, there should be other things they should be doing. Lou Dog, what would happen if Terry Rozier just puts up like 85?
Well, then it would be steroids.
What if he puts up 85 and it's just like, yeah, I know he's a cheater, but 85, man. I don't know. We can't throw him in jail if he's putting up 85 a night.
He just has the greatest game of his life. No, I think that would only be more fuel because they would be like, no, he was sandbagging up until this point. That was all corrupted Terry Rozier. And now that he's above board, he's actually the second coming of Michael Jordan.
Like Ohtani. All of a sudden you got the best player of all time. You can't let him go behind bars.
Isn't it funny? We can't even make a reference to another player, Ohtani, without another sports betting controversy coming to mind.
Yeah.
It's so ubiquitous.
That was true. Like the people who didn't want sports betting, the slippery slopes type of arguments. Yeah, that's true. There is definitely some more people getting involved in illegal activities who otherwise wouldn't have without ubiquitous legal sports betting.
Yeah. Okay, check this out. I just saw this come across my timeline. Let me share this. So FanDuel feels the need to weigh in.
FanDuel.
Over on FanDuel, so this is a FanDuel spokesperson. Today's events are deeply disturbing and should concern fans, athletes, and everyone who loves sports and values integrity and fair play. They also illustrate the stark contrast between legal and illegal betting markets. This PR person's getting their paycheck today. At FanDuel, we use advanced technology, except allowing you to upload or download CSVs, and real-time monitoring to identify suspicious activity and work closely with leagues, data monitoring groups, and law enforcement. We are unwavering in our commitment to rooting out abuses by those who seek to undermine fair competition in the games we love.
Especially sports betting syndicates. They are committed to rooting them out. Anyone with an edge.
I mean, and this is like, I just said that about ESPN, right? Like, these are the things they should be saying, is like, we actually are able to sniff this stuff out, and it's not attractive to try to do that kind of stuff on our site.
Yeah. What it's going to be interesting, because although I'm a broken record at this point, I still think there's more regulation down the road here.
Yeah,
and it'll be interesting how they play it, because they want it. They secretly want it. They can't say they want it.
Well, it's honestly a good segue into the prediction market stuff, right? Because we now have it's funny, right? Because it's taken a similar trajectory with some of these other things where, DraftKings, they come out. I think it was just a couple of weeks ago, I saw the quote from Jason Robbins where he's like, we don't really see prediction markets having an impact on sports betting. Like, we don't really think it's going to be a major thing. And then a week later, they acquire a prediction market service because the whole dynamic for them, it's like, oh, now all of our competitors have this way to get into the sports betting space in states where it's not legal, where we have licenses or whatever. Like, they would, in DraftKings world, they would just love if the status quo just continued on and everyone else was boxed out and they had the licenses.
Yeah.
But now they're like, okay, let's hedge our bets in case this becomes a big thing. Let's make sure we have a little bit of a footprint in this space as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you could do that for diversification reasons too, and I guess truly believe it's not going to affect you. I don't know. I was listening to one of the sports protection guys podcast on Twitter, and they were talking about the sports betting portion of the prediction markets, because there's more than just sports betting on them.
Yeah,
but some of them are just sports. I think Robinhood is just sports betting. Is it? Along with the investment stuff. I'm not sure you can do like,
futures contracts.
Yeah, will Princess Diana return this year? Type of bets. But they were saying, how because the argument against, speaking of fair play, as we're reading this comment, the argument against prediction markets or exchanges in general is that they'll kind of turn into poker head-to-head lobbies, or even DFS head-to-head lobbies, where they're only posted by sharp bettors. And so, yeah, you're paying less vig as a recreational bettor, but you're never going to get a good line. Where in theory, the reason you could beat a retail sports book, because they're posting hundreds of thousands of lines. They're not market makers. They're copying these lines. You might just get a good line by accident, where if there's only X amount of lines being posted by sharps, it's very unlikely that you will win. And the argument is it's so new that it's still inefficient, like that you yourself could post in theory and still get some action and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But I do think down the road, exchanges for recreational players aren't really that useful. They're still cool and they should still be around, obviously, and they're good for serious bettors and hedging or whatever. Maybe if you're good enough, you can be a market maker yourself. But I was thinking a good idea for these would be similar to the idea I want to do for DFS cash games. Where
What's
what do you
that?
think about this? Because it's we haven't talked about it in years, so it's good maybe bring it up once again. I think for cash games and DFS, they should move it all over to like the Zoom poker model, where which is what they did in poker.
Oh yeah, you've talked about this, the randomized pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they do in poker anymore, obviously, but where you would take, like, let's just say there's a $10 cash games, right? There's head-to-heads, there's 10-mans, there's huge ones, etc. You just enter a pool with how many contestants you want to play against in a 50-50 or a double up, whatever it is. And then DraftKings will then, at lock, take that pool of players and then just randomly match them together. So you're not just sitting there looking cash game, oh, Uta Cow, B. Kreider, blah, 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 like the 6 best players, and then there's one spot open for you. It's not very appealing to guys who know a little bit and know enough, know the players' names. It's not good for the super recreational player who has no idea what they're getting into. You could also kind of regulate the amount that the pros bet by doing like a series of rounds. So like the first round would be all the people who have 1 entry or more. And then the second one would be people who have 2 entries or more. So like you can enter 150 entry cash game lineups into this, but at the end you're only playing against other guys who've done 150 as well, because they weren't in the first rounds.
Yeah.
I think that would be a much better, and you still leave the old ones open, because I think it's good for like, oh, there's actually people who make a living at this. This is a skill-based peer-to-peer game. I think that sort of sells the dream of DFS. So I would still keep it, but I think you could do something similar with prediction markets too.
Yeah.
Where you make the, like, however the line gets created. Forget about that for a second. Like let's just say Bears +3, forget about the vig. And then you could put in there like what you're willing to bet and like what line you're willing to take.
Mm-hmm.
And then have that line like move with the action, and the vig gets paid for people who get the best of the line. So like if you did, I would take the Bears. Like, so let's say you'll take the Bears -4 or something like that, up to -4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you really care about the +1, +2, +3 guys? You'll take any of their money, right? Because it's free money for you. So you can match up the money on the back end in ways that doesn't even the bettor doesn't even know. And then pay out like mathematically. I don't even know if I'm explaining this very well. But anyways, the general idea is where it would be sort of more of a blind peer-to-peer game.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I think that would, for the ecosystem, the health of the ecosystem would be much better off with something like that.
And you obviously have to think it through a lot more than I just did right there. But I'm pretty sure there's a way to do that where it's not just like, oh, you're looking at Rufus Peabody's line. Great. You know what I mean? And there's 10 markets and they're all from pros.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the other part of the conversation with the prediction markets and the overlap with sports betting that I've heard is that the big sports betting sites are actually going to use these prediction markets to hedge off of some of their liabilities. Like if they're getting slammed on something and then they want to head over to the prediction market and take the other side or whatever. I guess the part of that I don't fully understand is like, don't they already have mechanisms for moving the line, whatever to accomplish this? So I'm like, is that really a huge selling point for them? They already get to decide when they want to take the risk and when they just want to collect the vig.
Yeah, I mean, I know some bookmakers have done that historically. Like they bet other people's lines, other sports books lines in Vegas, or even like the offshore market makers and stuff. So they do it, but I don't know how they haven't automated that already and spent money. It seems like instead of spending all this time on limiting people and hiring customer services, or coders to figure out how to limit people, that they would just spent that time and resources and all the problems it causes you politically and public relations wise, just spend all that on a good bookmaker with some coders to code this all out for you for in a few, thinking about the future. It would have been way more profitable, I would guess, but I mean, who knows? Maybe not. Maybe that's really expensive. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's also interesting, like the mechanism for this too, and I didn't even realize it, but they bought Railbird to launch their prediction markets. This is DraftKings, but they're not going to build their own back end. They're going to just use Polymarket, the existing big prediction market, to clear it all. And so then this guy says, to make clear, a $17 billion public company is now settling bets using crypto rails. For years, people asked when crypto would become the back end of the real world. Turns out it already is. It just started with prediction markets there. I guess that is kind of an interesting wrinkle to that.
I wonder if that's true.
I saw it here. This was we're proud for Polymarket Clearing to be their designated clearinghouse as they enter the prediction market space. This is the CEO of Polymarket.
Huh. So how does that work then? So you bet on Railbird / DraftKings, and then DraftKings makes the same wager for you or opposite of on Polymarket?
I honestly don't know.
Someone
I do know.
Ask Terry Rozier. He probably knows.
Yeah, and again, it's hard to know, is the benefit for them, is this just like you said, kind of them hedging in case this stuff, or just having an alternative? Because again, I'm pretty sure
liquidity.
Right.
So like you're getting hammered on the Bears +3, you could just go the Lions over on Polymarket or something.
I assume it's just that, hey, if it gets big enough or stay in some of these states where there is huge liquidity, where you can only offer prediction markets and you can't do traditional sports betting, that they want to be prepared to be able to take advantage. Because it is essentially, we're going to enter a land grab right now in the non-legal sports betting states where prediction markets can operate. And all of these competitors are now going to pile in and try to get the same, customer market share that they did when sports betting launched in these states.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it's Railbird legal in Illinois.
Yeah, and this was the other thing. The Railbird,
the CFT, right? Yeah, but was Railbird already a prediction market, or is it? What is it called? Railbird what?
Railbird HQ. We're building an event contract derivatives market.
Okay, no, yeah, so it was a prediction market. Yeah, because the other ones, they would just buy companies that had that CFT compliance already.
Right.
Well, this one at least is in the market for it.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole point of all of this, like anything good with crypto, right, is that the customer doesn't know that they're interacting with crypto.
How? Remember we were talking about the Mr. Show bit about, I'm going to start my own cell phone company. I still think about it I want to know these guys. Like, do they do this at like Yale or Harvard or something? Where does this happen? It's like, oh, I'm going to start my company. I just need that CFTC license. Oh, just ask Bob. He can get you a CFTC license, dummy. How do you? I get the gray area stuff, like DFS when Taylor started his DFS site, like it was this new gray area thing. Like that's perfect. Yeah, you're just a dude from Illinois. You start in the gray area. Like, who are these guys who are like, I'm going to start, I don't know, I'll start a cell phone company. I'm going to start a hospital. I'll start a hospital tomorrow. It's not a big deal, right? I'm sure they'll approve me.
It is crazy. I mean, I have no clue. I mean, we had some of the who do we have on? Dean from what was the they were in the sweepstakes model, right? Where
That's gray area. That's gray area.
Yeah.
But what was his
But that's
full
what-
name? Though? Dean what? Do you remember?
Dean, I forget. If you search Dean and what was the name of
Dean Worthington the 14th.
all right, searching Dean and sweepstakes.
Father
does not-
Thurston Worthington.
But yeah, I mean, I guess to put a bow on it a little bit, I mean, there still is a lot of legal risk, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're already dealing with the sports betting stuff. Like, at some point, did they say, like, okay, they found this new thing that's now cropping up everywhere and to do essentially sports betting? And then does it finally get on the radar and then they start legislating it?
Yeah,
Profitex, thank you.
Profit, yeah. The risk is almost like too small of a word at this point. Starting draft day was risky for Taylor. That's risky. You know, it's like, it didn't work out. You know, it was all right. And maybe it did work out a little bit. That's kind of risky, but he's young. He could do something else. These licenses are like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
This is some serious fucking risk that these people are doing, which makes me think that they know exactly what they're fucking doing and they know where the end line is here. I think they know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, like Kalshi, right, is got Donald Trump Jr.
Do they really?
I'm pretty sure he's on their board, which is a smart fucking move.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. Polymarket's got Elon. Pretty much.
The other thing too was with these prediction markets, it was is it NHL with Polymarket? Did you see this, that they just did a deal with them? It was either with Kalshi or Polymarket. Here we go. Polymarket. We're honored and proud to be named the official prediction market partner of the NHL. You can now trade with no fees, no house, and no limits. I guess they did it with both of them. Multi-year deals with Kalshi and Polymarket there.
No fees at all?
I mean, that's what it
Not
says.
even. Did anyone do this? It's still illegal in Illinois. It fucking sucks.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Fucking, we got Tricky Pritzker over here making 1.8 million a year in gambling, and we can't use fucking Polymarket for some reason.
Pritzker made as much in one little trip to Vegas as however much this victim lost in the NBA gambling poker game.
What a coincidence.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, yeah, was the Israeli mafia wasn't involved in this one now, so.
What's Pritzker's ties? Does he have any Chicago mafia connections?
I think he's Jewish, right? I don't know.
I guess people are making jokes because both Polymarket and Kalshi are saying they're the official prediction market of the NHL. The NHL did not tell them which one is the official.
Madden just signed a 5-year exclusive extension with the NFL, so they did it the smart way.
Why is that the smart way?
Exclusivity.
Gotcha,
We're talking about exclusivity here. Kalshi
Yes.
they don't have exclusivity.
Yeah, that is very funny here. I want to know how much of this was actually conveyed to them when they were getting their marketing materials ready for this.
What if they put up a market like, will Kalshi be defunct? Is that kind of like betting, will the sun come up tomorrow?
The chicken or the egg for the
will Kalshi be defunct and not be able to pay out its bettors?
Will Kalshi ever not be able to pay out its contracts to winners?
Yeah.
Well, considering who we saw was getting voted on for the Democratic nominee, I think some people would be willing to still place a guess on that.
Yeah, people who weren't legally old enough to even run for office.
Yeah,
we had $1 million bet on them.
So do you think, like, from the NHL's perspective, if they're willing to do these partnerships, like, they clearly don't have any concerns about it? Or do you think they're just getting all their money up front and they're just like, whatever happens, happens?
you know, it's that corporate bullshit that everyone, normal people hate, where they're taking the money clearly because they want money. They're a company and they want money, and they could generate revenue from here. And then they play we're against problem gambling. We're taking the logo off type of bullshit. I wish, just like Pritzker, I wish he would have just fucking owned it. It's like there's gambling now. If it's legal, just fucking own it. To say it's a legal entertainment product between consensual adults, we do everything we can to stop any whatever illegal activities on our end. End of fucking story.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, if you got problems with it, drop it. Don't fucking take the money, you hypocrites.
Mm-hmm. There's even right now, like that, man, we're going to see so much more stuff. Where was this one? Someone just sent me this. Breaking: the judge in California, Tribes versus Kalshi doesn't gamble, would not bet on the 49ers these days. On a serious note, what the Tribes lawyer is not explaining very well right now is that under IGRA, all gaming activity falls into one of three buckets: class 1, 2, or 3. If it's not authorized by the IGRA or authorized by the tribe, 2 or 3, may be enjoinable. Judge Corley doesn't seem persuaded that trading on Kalshi equals not on Indian lands. Maybe we're all safe from the where does gambling happen discussion for at least another day. She asked Kalshi's lawyer why Kalshi can insist on sports gambling on Indian lands, calls it a moral question. It's gambling. We can't really argue about this being for the public good. But man, that talk about a fascinating thing, like the old school gambling things, rules dominated by like the tribal casino stuff, now meeting like crypto in the bleeding edge of like technology and sports betting loopholes. It's pretty wild.
Right. It's 100-year-old law interacting with modern technology. It makes, now that I think about it, fuck the mob. they're like 80% of the reason we have all this bullshit. It's 'cause they've been fucking robbing people blind via gambling for 100 years, fucking 150 years. And all this old law had to be passed to stop these fucking assholes from scamming people instead of getting a goddamn job or a reputable goddamn place. And now we have to deal with it.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've seen this valuation tossed around as well. Garage says Kalshi went from a 1 billion valuation to 10 billion private funding rounds in the last 4 months alone. Crazy how quickly that happened.
Yeah, well, we've had our eye on them for a while, both of them. So it's not that surprising to us. It's pretty cool. I think that's going to go up, and I think they still have a lot of like avenues they could go down for generating buzz and stuff.
Yeah,
the poly market people seem like they kind of get it to me. They walk a little close to the sun, I think, in some of their tweets. A little, you don't want to poke the bear that hard, but I like that direction way more than gambling. It's it's really bad, but we're still gonna allow it.
Yeah, or having to do the like, I buy coins and then I gamble in coins and then I cash out the coins for money. Like it's just
the mindset too is it's just baked into America and just I guess probably people in the West broadly that it's an icky thing. And so like when someone cheats in this icky thing, it's worse than when they cheat in the stock market or insurance fraud or blah, blah, or whatever. It's just that much worse because it's that gross gambling thing. But I would like to see some polling though with young people. I'm imagining that's changed a bit. Might be a boomer thing.
Yeah. And again, like how all this stuff wins is that the Zoomers and the kiddos don't even know that they're interacting with prediction markets. It's just in an app on their phone and it feels seamless and easy and it's completely frictionless for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or you just get rid of all of it.
Or that. We'll see what Kash Patel has to say about prediction markets.
Punisher.
He's done making more of his badges Anything else for you today, Brian?
No, I don't think so. Same
Okay.
old, same old. You guys have a show tomorrow,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, we'll get Utica back. It was so funny, like the comments both externally and internally about Ship My Money subbing in for Yuta. It was very polarized. Like some people were like, "Oh no, Yuta's not here. Like I want to hear Yuta." And then some people were like, "Adam crushed that. Have Adam on more." And then internally, Yuta and Ship were talking about who's a better fit for the show. And I'm like, guys, everybody's different. Everyone has a different perspective, different process, brings different things to the table. I think ultimately there's room for everybody. Brian is my take.
Looks like the numbers are still good.
Yeah.
Do you expect your just in general to go down as the season goes down, like your numbers and all that type of? Yeah.
I already saw last week was definitely an inflection point, not for that specific show. But like even on our ship chasing stuff, like this was, and it makes sense. I mean, we're week 8. You've either lost a lot of money. I'm down on the year in DFS. If I wasn't making content and doing stuff, I'd probably be like, all right, do I need to play as much? Like I feel that vibe. And then in season long leagues too, right? Like if you're 2-6, like you don't give a fuck. Like 2-5 about your league, like you're not clicking the videos and stuff. So yeah, it is nice though that show, and I think it's built up such a hardcore DFS audience that crew's kind of around for the whole year. So I think that show specifically is a little bit more insulated, which is nice.
Sweet.
Yep. So yeah, tune in for that tomorrow. Utica will be back, and I'm sure we will get Ship My Money back on at some point as well. Here in about 20 minutes, I'm going to do the Battle Royale Bash. I am going to get my camera fixed in the meantime, hopefully. And otherwise, we'll see you guys next time on Lulz every Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. For Brick, I'm Pete. We'll see you next time.
Does